Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Unfortunately, unchanged view and unchanged scenario to the previous update. It still is holding support, yeah, and this could still be a wave 4 which came down here, and we could still do that wave 5 to the upside, yeah. And since the low that was made yesterday, Ethereum moved up in 5 waves. Talked about that in the last videos, came down possibly in an ABC. So maybe we completed a small 1-2 setup here. That's at least what I could carefully assume at this time. We won't really know until it rallies above the previous high. Or let me actually, so 1 second, where are we? 1, 2, no, so this would be the wave 1, yeah, and this would be the wave 2. So until it rallies above the 1679 level, we won't really know, because this could still unfold as a deeper wave 2. This is possible, because it so far hasn't really rallied broken above the previous high. And if it loses yesterday's low, or it comes very close, this increases the risk that we will drop a bit lower, logically. But I will then have to count it differently. I mean, you could imagine, or you can visualize it in a way that we're basically hovering above a key and a relevant support area, a large support area. We currently have support here all the way down to, let's say, even yesterday's low now, because this was the relevant low around 1595 or 1600. As long as we hold above that, I can count this as a 1-2 setup, and we say this was a wave 4 and we get one more wave up, which again subdivides into 5 waves, highlighted here on the chart in the yellow sort of circles, as a 5-wave move into the 1800 region. However, and I need to repeat that because it's so relevant, did talk about that in basically nearly every video in the last few days. If we come down into this lower region and break below yesterday's low, then I have to count the decline not as a wave 4. I will have to count it as a wave 2. That would be the next likely scenario, which is why, and I did the same on the Bitcoin chart, I'm putting an alternative wave 2 scenario in here, and we would then have peaked in a wave 1 here. Yeah, so alternative 1, alternative 2, they are the alternatives. I'm also going to take out these subwaves because they can be a bit confusing. Don't need all these subwaves. They are sometimes good for showing, but they just block the chart, and you have too many of them on the chart and it gets a bit messy. So don't need them anymore. Don't need them. So but yeah, could be this was a wave 1 and this is going to be a wave 2. If this is going to become a wave 2, then we come down a little bit lower, but not necessarily too much lower. We then look at the area between, you could say, 1605 and 1524. And I did the same on the Bitcoin chart. I'm actually adding a new support area in case we drop down there. This is still possible, yeah, and actually not unlikely. So here, yeah, as a deeper wave 2. So you basically have one scenario which basically seamlessly is going to move into another one, where this could be a wave 4, but it's also equally or nearly as likely, yeah, as the first scenario that we are in a wave 2. And that is the case because this is getting quite a large structure here. So the longer this sideways movement takes, the more likely I would say it's getting that we are actually in a wave 2. Why is that? It is the case because if you look at, there are different ways of counting this, but if I say I had a 1-2 setup down here, yeah, in whatever shape or form, 1-2, look at the length of the wave 2 and compare that to the current wave 4. It's way too long actually. It's not impossible, but it's just way too long. And because it's so long, looking at the proportions, yeah, it is then at some point more likely to say, okay, maybe this was the entire wave 1 and we're just in a wave 2, which sometimes takes longer than the wave 1. Yeah, but we'll see. It all depends on the levels which are broken. In the end, it's just important for you to know that if we break below like yesterday's low, we're heading directly into a new support area and could come down to close the close to the lows of early last week. So maybe 1524. Yeah. These are then the next key levels. I highlighted them to you. 61.8 retracement, 78.6 retracement. They are certainly the relevant ones. To be honest, I will make that support area smaller because basically until yesterday's low, the other one is valid. But if we then drop below it, it is very likely that we're heading to the 61.8 FIB level or the 78.6 level, 1571 to 1524, find support there. This would then be a 1-2 setup, which means that we are probably getting an extension. We would then get a third wave to the upside, something like that. And I know it can be boring if I repeat this all over again, but we get new and new viewers as well, so I need to repeat this. If you pull back a bit lower then and we get in a wave 2, then it could mean that we get a third wave, a fourth and a fifth. So it is actually, even though it sounds strange, but if we pull back a bit lower in this particular scenario here, it is then actually more likely, if we do that and find support, to get a further extension into the $2,000 area. Whereas if we hold support, the yesterday's support, it's actually quite likely that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we just get one more wave up, again, which subdivides into 5 waves as well, but only into the $1,800 region. So this is very interesting at the moment. We can't really get off the ground. I think the market is waiting for core PCE data tomorrow. Advanced GDP didn't do much other than a little bit of a leg down and a leg up. And core PCE tomorrow will be relevant. I'll probably do a live stream again. But yeah, I mean, I hope we don't have another weekend just sort of in this sideways range. I mean, I'm actually hoping we get out of this mess this week. So we'll see. Hope you liked the update about Ethereum. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.